Here in America, we are big on the term bootstrapping, building yourself up from the ground up into a success. And that concept assumes that all of us have the same access to the same resources, the same capital. Social capital is the means we have on an individual, community, and local level to be successful in our lives. That means successful in our health, in our education, and in our careers. No community has the same structures in place, and no two families have the same access, no two individuals either. It's vastly different and disproportionate around the country. How can we address that? How can we even the playing field so that everyone has the opportunity to build themselves up? I want to show you someone that I think is working towards that in a big way, and hopefully we can all learn something from her.
I would say for me, growing up as a child, if I would have had just one black man who spoke into my life or was that positive male influence for me, it could have potentially changed the trajectory of my life and pushed me into so many things maybe quicker. I'm grateful to be where I am today, but as a child, not having that positive male influence or that environment to ask questions, to learn how to be a man, definitely presented me with challenges in my teenage years and even into my young adult life. I grew up in a single parent home. My mom is a nurse, so she worked usually second or third shift, so I spent a lot of time at my great grandmother's house. That's usually where I went after school until my mom got off of work. So a lot of the values that I have come from that old school grandma, right, who instilled Christ and instilled the value of family and brother and community. I think it's great for my mother to see who I've become because it lets her know that she did something right, that even though she was a single mother, that she kept both feet on the ground, stayed in the fight, and I like to say she raised a great young man. And God allowed me to go through every facet of life. So my mom is now a nurse practitioner. So we were well off in the latter part of my life. But we've been poor, and been homeless, and we've been through all of the stages, and my mom's married now, but I've experienced her not being married. So I'm graced in my ability to be able to really reach and connect and understand all of the young men that come to our table and really walk with them through life. Forever Kings is an empowerment organization for boys and young men of color with the mission to create a culture of brotherhood that empowers them to redefine, reshape, and reimagine the outcomes for their lives. The issues, the challenges, and the adversities that young men of color face are different. And I think that we have to, as a culture, as a society, stop pretending that they're not.
How are you building social capital for these young men?
How do I get you to see life differently and show you a different way that makes you want to chase after that thing, right? Because if all you've ever seen is poverty, all you're going to believe that you can acquire is going to be poverty, right? But when I show you life as in a different way that makes you desire more, that makes you seek more, or even know that there is more. There's so many young men and young ladies, for that matter, children who live in poverty who have never been out of their neighborhood. But we expect to throw them into adulthood and into life and say, thrive. And they don't know how. They don't even know what that means. They don't know what that looks like. They only know how to survive. So how do I catch you young and begin to change your mindset? When you wander through life not knowing who you are, not being secure in who you are, and not having that confidence, and I know this is what I'm created to do, you live in self-doubt, and you live in rejection, and you wonder. As a black man transitioning from young man to adult man, it was a very challenging transition. I think I went through 12 jobs. I didn't know who I was. I think that's the perfect summary, is that I didn't know who I was. I didn't have an identity. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't know. I moved to a couple different states. All of these things because no one ever spoke purpose into me. No one ever spoke identity into me. I'm so grateful that I was able to heal from my childhood wounds and experiences, and even forgiving my father for his absence. And then I was able to really grow and become my best self. I think when you see a life change and you see that a young man found hope, when I see young men get it, and when I see them really lean into brotherhood, and when I really see them embrace our core values and embrace authenticity, and you see them be emotional and you see their walls come down, that's worth it every day, every time, every single time.
It's about the simple things. The power to change our communities, it's in our hands. And that's why I want to invite you to connect with Forever Kings, connect with Jordan, connect with that mission to change a life. This series tackles the systems of inequity. And next episode, we're going to talk a little bit about education. We'll see you there.